God gave me the energy to do this. I feel like me being in this job is a calling unto God. Like, why am I not giving it 100? That's just my mindset. I don't know why that's my mindset. Maybe that's the way I was raised. Maybe that's the way that I learned. Maybe I don't know. It seems like
Welcome back to the pod. It's your boy Donovan Johnson with Coldwell Banker.
Scott Werner with the Capstone Team, brokered by EXP.
Man, it is a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to try not to cuss as much this time through. But for real though, it's a good challenge.
Good vibes.
It's a little bit of discipline can go a long way, right?
No.
Speaking of discipline, I wanted to talk on this episode about like expectations and like maybe stuff I possibly would have done different like my first year in real estate. Because this is almost year 4 now, and there's stuff I'm implementing today that I'm talking about that I'm still implementing today, I feel like. So, yeah, I feel like the main thing, and like this is my word of the year this year, by the way, Scott, which is dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. What do you think it is?
Daily Dawn.
All right, bad answer. No more guessing. Organization. Uh,
Wasn't organization like your first year or second year?
what do you mean?
Wasn't that like the word of the business second year in
I
organization?
think it was disorganization.
Okay.
And now it's organization this time
I
through.
like it.
Yeah. And what I mean by that is just, like, keeping track of, like, everything. But okay, that's so broad. Let me break it down. I had a buddy of mine's dad who used to be a realtor forever, and he's like, "Do you track your phone calls?" I was like, "Yeah, I track them. Look, they're in my phone." And he's like, "No, you dummy. Like, you need to be, like, writing down notes if you're on the phone of, like, what the conversation was about and anything, like, time, just to have, like, record of it, because it's not like you're gonna record the call unless you're Scott."
Unless you're me. This call is now
But,
recorded.
that goes a long way. Another thing I didn't do was I didn't think I had as big of a database as I did, and I didn't tap into what people call a CRM, customer marketing, what's the A? Analysis?
No, it's CRM, not CMA.
Damn. I'm locked in, coach.
There's a little lockdown
That's
game
one
point.
cuss word, I'm
All,
sorry.
all love at the bottom.
Under 5. Over under.
But no, customer relations, marketing or networking.
Please edit that.
No,
But,
we're gonna keep that in.
blooper. But, no, cause like, here's the thing. This year, I wind up importing every contact I have into my CRM, and I feel like it's already done a big difference, but, like, your CRM is like your baby, you know? And it's like, if you don't feed that baby, it's probably gonna starve, and, like, it's just I couldn't believe I felt like I was leaving a lot of fruit on the or, like, a lot of things on the table, low-hanging fruit that I wasn't able to pick because I was disorganized thinking that I have no clients when, like, I knew more people than I think. And another thing is that I'm trying to commit to, like, prospecting 2 hours a day. I haven't done it 5 days in a row this year yet, which is absolutely bonkers to me. I mean, I don't know, I think we're, like, almost 15 weeks in, but it's just, like, that's something else I would be like, heck or high water. Heck, that sounds so bad. Hell or high water, you know what I'm saying?
No, I get where you're at, and you know what? That's it's huge. That is huge. You are 100% correct. Like the CRM is just like it is a baby. And my CRM is just like it gathers people in and actually sends text messages to them. It's very computerized text messages, doesn't have much thought, but like right now, I feel like I am running around so much with active listings, active buyers that I really am not putting any effort towards that. that is a huge thing that you can have. Can you imagine if you're on your CRM 2 hours? If you were just prospecting for 2 hours a day, you could do so much.
And it's there, bro.
It is.
Uh,
I mean, to all those agents that are listening to this is gold. I mean, you and I went to a expo last Thursday, and we were,
I'm gonna bring it up.
yeah, we were at the, expo. We did the, top producer panel. I emceed it. You were in the I would have rathered actually to be in the audience to listen to it because I was really worried about, "Hey, did I say her name right? Hey, what's her name again?" The ones that I knew their name. I felt bad for Amanda Cox because I just butchered her name and called her Amy. I was like, "That is just not cool." So, I'm sorry about that if you would watch this. But just listening to what they said, they did have a lot of knowledge. I mean, these 4 women that were up there were just blasted out some knowledge, and they talked about being, you know, productive with a CMA. Or CRM. I got it. But the thing is, you have just like we said all last podcast, it's always making yourself better. If you stay where you're at, if you stay planted in what you do, you don't grow. You don't become better. But I like what you said with the low hanging fruit. I mean, you had a lot of people that you thought, well, they're not gonna do anything. They might not do anything like right now, but you keep in touch with them, they're gonna have Donovan on the mind. And once again, that allows us to make our next move. So, uh, it's so important. Prospecting, like we were talking about, prospecting for just 2 hours a day. You wanna say, "Wow, it's 2 hours," but wow, it's your business.
yeah. And, I find that if I don't do it in the morning, like, the longer it gets throughout the day and I haven't done it yet, them chances are slim, slim, slim. Like, I pretty much need to be prospecting by 9 at the latest.
Yeah.
Do about to 11 is usually the ideal goal. Things change, but, like, I'm trying to set my day up to where I'm doing prospecting in the morning and doing all my appointments and stuff in the evening, so just
I think you have to have a schedule. You have to keep to that schedule. It has to be, uh like you said, there can be movement in the schedule, but you have to have a schedule, and that's what I'm terrible at. I'm terrible at making my scheduling out my day. And okay, does that mean that Scott's a bad agent? I don't think I'm a bad agent, but you have to schedule out your day. And sometimes I get myself in trouble without scheduling out my day. And I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and it's like he knows, and you would know this as I my past is general construction. Well, why didn't I keep up general construction? Because I hated to be, hey, subcontractor. I'm here at 6:45. You're supposed to be here at 7. You're not here at 7. Where are you? Why aren't you here? Get here. Do it now. I hate all of that. I like being a realtor where I set my schedule and you know, you can't say, "Okay, client, you missed it. Where are you? You're fired." You have to be like coddle them a little bit and give them a little pat in the butt and be like, "Hey, were we supposed to meet? Hey, did you get that email from me for the documents that you were supposed to sign?" For some reason, I like that a little bit more than you better be here. You better do it for what you said that you better do it for. I guess it's a little more rough. I don't like the rough aspect of it. I like the coddling. Like, hey, did I send that email to you for you to sign? Instead of being like, I sent that dang email, just sign it. Get the offer going. Let's not miss out on this. Sometimes you just have to give them a little push. But scheduling was where you were at, prospecting. What else do you have on that topic?
I just I feel like looking back at it now, I feel like you can approach real estate like a not a normal sales job, but, like, especially when any I guess what I'm trying to say is that I felt like I coulda just been way more efficient instead of just, like, showing up. I felt like if you have like, a little bit of a plan, it can go a very long way. Like, I think a lot of the times we're looking for, like, the secret sauce of secret sauces, like, how
Mhm,
to do this one thing and we'll figure it out, then all this other steps, like, when I think if you just keep it like, I'm trying to simplify versus, like, over expand and do all these things, like, once I go through all my whole I'm still not through my contact list in my phone yet
mhm,
with the, CRM, but, like, once that's done, I plan on starting to, probably just go through I already have the list up, but going through all the expireds and just anybody that's, like, not listed yet,
mm,
trying to just reach out. But I just the biggest thing I feel like I wish if I could, like, restart, like, day 1, get your license today, I'd be like, "Let's find some consistency and, like, let's pick 2 or 3 things we're just gonna be really good at, and, like,
mm.
we're gonna show up every day and just grind at."
I think I think when you're a new agent, you just have new vibes. I wanna be the best. I'm going to be the best, and I think any new job, you have that boom, like that fire start because this is a new job, it's a new beginning, but then it kinda wanes, and it kinda is like, well, I mean, it kinda, like, goes by the wayside, and that's where I always am like, "Okay, God gave me the energy to do this. I feel like me being in this job is a calling unto God. Like, why am I not giving it 100? That's just my mindset. I don't know why that's my mindset. Maybe that's the way I was raised. Maybe that's the way that I learned. Maybe I don't know. It seems like the big thing to me is I never gave 100% like in school. I am really smart, I feel, but I never get put that knowledge towards bettering myself in school. I don't have a college degree. I mean, if I'm being honest, I'm being real, taking back all the curtains here. I don't have a college degree. I didn't finish college. I have some college in my repertoire, but truthfully, it I never gave 100%. And I'm mad at myself for not giving 100%. I could go back to the very beginning of Scott, you're 6'3" plus, 275 pounds. You played football. No, I didn't. My father never wanted to force me into football, so I kinda just, he's like, "Okay, if you wanna play, play," and I was in Pee-wees, and I kinda stopped. Didn't put 100% of effort, didn't like to hit, and now I'm like, "Dang, well, I guess that was an area that I let down." So what do I do with my kids? I make sure that they're given 100%. I don't make them play anything, but it's 100%. Getting back to the mindset of why Scott is always like, "Hey, give yourself 100% in whatever you do." I think that is what, started it. It's a mindset of I never did, and I should've because I missed out on things. I could have done this, but I didn't. And that's when, I, preached to you and the group that we had for a little bit of, being better than I am at 41. Being better. You can be. Be a better real estate agent. Just give 100% of your talents that God has given you, and I think it will go a long way.
What if you had to say, like, percentage-wise, what do you feel like you're giving real estate now?
Dang. Truthful answer?
Yeah, I got one too, so go ahead. Or I can
Uh
go if you need a second.
Truthful answer, 75. 75. I could do better. I find myself to do better or wanting to do better. Uh,
Better doesn't mean more though necessarily, right?
no, Better does not mean more. I think I can do better with what I have. The
Yeah,
client base that I
yeah.
have right now, the active listings that I have right now, am I checking up with them? Am I pushing their marketing? Am I doing the best that I can for the clients that I have right now? And I think that I could do better. I find myself when I get a new client, I want to be all in. I want to be, it's excitement.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just
It's
like wanes. It's like if you're working with these people and working, I kinda take it to heart, like, if they don't buy something, and that's all on me, that's not on them at all. It's all on me being like, "Wow, am I failing? Am I not doing my job right because they haven't bought a house yet? Or am I not doing my job right because the house hasn't sold yet?" Uh, and I think sometimes we get in that desperation and then we're, like, mad at ourselves, or at least this is for me, I'm preaching for me. You get mad at yourselves and then you kinda stop communicating.
Mm,
And then it's like it falls by the wayside because not something that your client did, but just insecurities, I guess, inside me. So it's always that's why that 75% is hard to say because I have a lot of good clientele. But the thing is, could I be doing better with them? Yeah. And I'm like you said, it's not talking about picking up new clients at all. If I do 75% for the clientele that I have now, am I doing my new clients? If I'm looking, am I doing them a injustice? Am I not giving 100% of Scott? Why would you choose me as a realtor if I'm not going to give you 100%?
mm.
So that's something that I think most realtors or some realtors deal with. Um, you know, talking about having a massive group. I mean, you work with Robbie Engel. I don't know how that woman does it. I mean, she probably has what, 50, 60 on market right now.
Double that number.
Okay. See, I mean, that's bonkers.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And she's able to service. Ah, that's why she is a top producer. That's why she was on that panel. I mean, shout out to Robbie Engel. 120 on market about. And that's not even talking about the ones that she's dealing by on buyer side. I mean, that's why I mean, she gave her explanation of what waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry, I'm not going to bed at.
She's wired like she don't like there's no alarm clock though. She's just built like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's ladies out there. I mean, I can think of Aaron Allen, wakes
Soldier.
wakes up at 3, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning and starts pushing and then pushes the whole day. I was like, if I wake up at 2, I'm pushing till 11 and then I'm done.
Facts.
I'm done. You watch out. I'm gonna get myself some lunch and I might fall
I'm about to
asleep.
say I wanna take a nap.
Yeah.
I may eat that nap.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, those ladies just keep pushing until nighttime, and then I mean, with Aaron, then has to deal with, the 2 kids. I just don't sometimes I just don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
But getting back to that 75%. I know that you said that you had your number. Where are you at?
I kinda hate it, but I felt I feel like I'm only operating at, like, half efficiency if I'm being honest with you. So I feel like I'm feeling good right now. I feel like some good mojo's going. The pipeline and your pipeline's just basically not buyers or sellers now, but people that are going to be using you has been growing. I feel like it's like at this like year's like a big camping trip, like and the destination is God knows where, but like your pipeline is almost like having tools in your tool bag and your backpack to be able to like survive. So yeah, I just and it gives me hope though. As much as I get mad at myself, it's like, hey, if you're only halfway doing being as good as you could be, imagine what it could be if you start tuning that engine right. So
So what can you do to tune that engine to get you more to 100%?
Man, I just think I have to stop making excuses and have, like, non-negotiables with myself. Cause I'll make an excuse or, like, scheduling, being able to, like, I don't telling people no, really. I feel like during certain times or just, "Hey, I need a little time," like, I feel like you can train anybody to respond to anything, but if people like, if I'm sitting there in my CRM or whatever for, like, that 9 to 11 or probably need to just wake up earlier and do it earlier so I can be
Mhm,
more available to people, but, like, I just think it's about coming up with, like, keeping it simple. Don't try to write up this big grand master plan, like,
mhm,
that stuff don't really matter. What matters is, like, are you good at what you do? And, like, it's like almost like running an offense in football, like, the offensive coordinator, every week you wanna add something new, but you don't wanna change your whole identity. You just wanna do something to, like, put the defense on their heels, and once they're on their heels, you can just run your basic, like, bread and butter. And, like, my bread and butter is getting in front of people. I feel like I can convert you if I can get in front of you, but if
mhm,
I can't get in front of you, how am I gonna convert you?
yeah,
So and that's a like, with the social media, like, Daily Dawn, it started because of a music, because I make music and I didn't wanna just drop music out of nowhere, but now I feel like it's evolved into this bigger than me thing even. Recently, I feel like I've had more people, like I've had 2 people text me this week from Daily Dawns being like, "I wanna eventually, like, buy or list a house with you," and I'm like, "That's pretty cool," because like, they ain't never liked the video, they ain't never shared a video, and it's just like so I'm thinking I'm talking to myself,
yep,
which it really is about me, it ain't about y'all. Honestly, it's more of like a mirror check for me. I just so happen to, like, film it and enjoy, like, cinematics and stuff like that.
question about your daily dawn.
What's up?
That was supposed to be a year, correct?
Yeah.
And you're at, like,
Yeah, like
5.
5:35, I think.
Jeez. Why do you keep doing it?
So, once 365 hit, I took a week off
Mhm,
and just really thought about it, and then I have to go back to why I started, and it was to put myself out there freely, and I just felt like only doing 365 was, like, only, like, 1 lap in the journey, and
okay,
now the goal right now is 1,000, so if you ever look at my daily dawn, it's 5 whatever out of, 1,000, so and I think the goal is I eventually wanted to look like a movie. Like, you go watch the first Daily Dawn, it's on the first 70 Daily Dawns are on Android, and, like, my friends made so much fun of me. The day I got, like, Daily Dawn, like, 75 or 76, got an iPhone, went viral. They couldn't believe I wasn't an NFT no more, man. It was awesome, like, I had so many people call and text like, "Dog, I'm so glad, bro, like, we didn't think real estate was for you, bro. How you out here in real estate with
yeah,
the joy filming?" The
claps in the chat, claps.
bro, so, like, yeah, man, I just have this vision of and another thing I don't do that I probably should is, like, going back every once in a while and I don't listen to what I usually put out often, and, like, I pretty much one take it, and if I know if it's not good enough, I'll redo it, but for the most part, it's like like, dude, another thing is at the real estate summit, people were like a couple people were like, "Man, I wish I just had your confidence," and I'm like, "Dude, I really like it's a muscle." Like, you don't
Mhm,
some people are arrogant and wake up confident, but, like, not me. Like, you do stuff enough, eventually, it's like, "Oh, just roll the camera, like, let's just get it done."
let's get it done.
And, like, at the end of the day, it's a small commitment for hopefully a way bigger plan, like, um, I don't know who this is helping because like, there's day dude, that's the funny thing is, like, I've wanted to quit. I think I'm at, like, 12 now, times I've really wanted to actually not do another video. So, like but you just keep going because if I were to base every time I base stuff off of feelings, whether it's real estate, I get out of my, like, logical sense.
Mhm,
Now I'm not worth like, my overall goes down.
yeah.
So, yeah, man.
I love them. As when I see them, I make sure to put a little heart out there. But getting back to that, you said something about how people that didn't like it, didn't share it, didn't do anything, then said something and, was like, "Man, I wanna use you." I think you and I have had this conversation before. I mean, if you're gonna see it, just you and I's mindset is like, put a like on it if you see it. Do a share,
Comment.
comment, are you really trying to, "Hey, every time I see you, Don, you're the best," but yet, "Oh, I'm not gonna put a like." I hate that for me, I'm like, I put these videos out, I try to do it daily, not the Daily Don, but I try to put my videos out daily. It's like, uh, 100 views. I'm like, "Guys," if you go on my TikToks, the ones that are, thousands of tens of thousands of views, yeah, I paid for that. I promoted it.
Yeah.
It and that's that it's like, just put a like. Just say, "Hey, Scott, great job." I don't care if you ever use me. "Hey, Scott, great job. You man, I like what you say." But when I see people out, I saw somebody out the other night, he was like, "Dude, I like what you're doing." I'm like, "Well, great. Thank you." I mean, it means the world to me when
For
somebody
sure.
says that. And then it's like,
Mhm.
but 'cause and no shade on that at all. Maybe you're just going through and these people everybody's so busy.
Right. What if it's just
S
part of the process, you
it
know? Like,
but at least but
the
what I'm
recognition, the more it's
it's working.
working
It's
just
working.
because we don't have the
The analytics to
yeah,
say that it's
that
working.
have-headed dopamine
Yeah.
showing that, "Man, I like you." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
So to those people, I mean, awesome. Tell me. I don't care if you don't like it or as long as you say, "Scott, I'm seeing your stuff. I'm loving what you're putting out there." Okay, somebody's seen it. It's for somebody. It doesn't mean that it's for not.
right.
And especially with something like you do with your daily dons, more than just real estate driven. It's like you said, it's a mirror, you're looking at yourself
Yeah.
and talking to yourself, and but yours are just for a lot more, hey, I mean, it's it's inspirational. Yours are inspirational. Mine are just like, "Hey, look, use me, Scott Werner with the Capstone Team." Yours are like, man, they speak to the soul. That's why I think that's why God prompted you to just keep going. So what happens when you hit 1,000?
I wanna do a really cool giveaway,
Alright.
like, something. Maybe, like, give out different things up until, like, I hit the $1,000 increment. I don't know what Imma do. I think I may throw a party.
You know what I
What
wanna
if we
see?
throw, like, a daily everybody do their own daily party,
I like it.
like a video?
I like it. You know what I would love to see is somebody mess those up, and like you said, like a movie.
Oh, dude,
Not the whole thing,
no,
but
but
just little clippets of it.
and man, and I will say this, there's, like, 6 or 7 daily dawns, though, that, like, I took a different approach, like, fully, because I always have these ideas in my head,
Yeah,
and, like, those are the ones that I feel like I call them, like, the pillar dawns, because it's like, you can build a foundation on that right
you
there.
could.
Like, somebody in Hollywood's gonna see this and be like, "Get this
Can
man, like, a couple thousand."
can you imagine, just the movie or not even the movie, but just to see the growth from day 1 to, 500 where you're at right now?
And, dude, I felt like the Daily Dawn's kinda my personality through and through. I don't know how we got on this, because it's so fluid, like, I have a very fluid personality, like but even in high school and middle school growing up, like, I felt like I could talk to anybody, like, I always tell my little brother, like, "Bro, you gotta just tell people what's up. Like, you ain't gotta be their homies and stuff, but, like, that little kid with the long hair that sits in the corner, bro, that just be chilling, just go bro, make sure he knows your name and you know his, bro." So, I don't know, man, and I feel like it's a blessing to be able to, like, see from more than one perspective, usually. I'm hard-headed, but I feel like for the most part, got a little bit of empath in me and whatnot. So, yeah, like, sometimes it's about the good man upstairs, sometimes I'm, like, hating life, sometimes it's awesome, like Um, Something I think about, and I wonder if I'm ever gonna meet some of these people that I've encountered.
Mhm.
Uh, m like, m one daily dawn that's my favorite is the airport,
Okay.
and, I didn't talk about this on the pod, right?
Yeah.
I hope not. But, basically, I was going to Tennessee, I was pretty burnt out mentally, like, I was, like, had to run out, like, I was like, "If I don't get out of Lake Charles, like, this is not good right now." And I was in the airport, and, our flights had been delayed. I sat on this plane, they didn't even let us off the plane, on the flight before to get to Nashville, and for, like, 6 hours, so everybody was cranky, it was super late. We get there, we're trying to get our bags, there's this woman there, and she had 2 kids, and one of them was being really young kid bad, like, just ignorant, running around, damn near trying to like, just you could tell she was struggling, like,
Yeah.
really bad, and, I was sitting there trying to, like my ears are I got a little sensitive ears, so, like, I was trying to, like, fix my ears after the flight, but, like, the kid kept yelling, so I just, like, picked the kid up. I was like I was like, I felt like you need a little help, ma'am." And then, she, like, started crying. It was like, basically her dad and brother had died a week apart, and, like, she was traveling with the 2 kids, and the husband was meeting him in Orlando, and now she was late and all this stuff, but pretty much, like, after the little girl stopped crying, I wound up, like, talking to the lady, like, we kinda, like, hugged it out and whatnot, but, like, I went to Tennessee to do, like, really stupid stuff and just be young and ignorant, and, like, if you'd have put me back on that plane, I'd have been like, "Cool, good job, cool deal." Like,
You wouldn't you would the gas was already in the tank. I'm
bro, and I went from down in the dumps to like, man, like, I'm just so random, and it I think that's life. I just wanna do life with people, man.
I think you're correct in that. Getting back to, I mean, being who you are. That it I mean, this subject started, this podcast started, which I love where it went. This podcast started about talking about, how good you are as an agent, or the amount of percentage that you do to build everything, to just off subject, but it's been great. I mean, just going back to where we are as agents and giving it, your daily dons are so inspirational. They're a wonderful tool that you use, that Donovan uses to get out there and just to be known by the masses. But question, as a realtor, is there a time that you have to push pause? Is there a time that you have to be like, "I'm sorry, I can't do it"? Because I think another aspect of not giving 100% is sometimes you get burnt out. Do you, as Donovan, do you give yourself that time to be like, "Relax"? Like, "I have to relax."
Personally, I think I like redlining a little bit, if I'm being honest,
Okay.
but, like, not like and like a good
Mhm.
like a bad like,
That was a lot of likes
but, like oh, wow, I hate
there.
that.
Got him.
It's a lot of
Don't say the word like. Don't say the word like.
alright, so I usually just wait a little too long.
Yeah.
Like, that dashboard, like, check engine light, I'll blow through it a couple thousand miles, you know what I'm saying? Then I wonder why is the engine life getting wear down, man? Like
Why is the battery life? Because you didn't charge it.
yeah,
Or you're waiting till the very end and then trying to max charge it out, and then you're like, "Why is my battery health not all the way up?"
dude.
No, I find that out all the time. It's when I give and give and give, whether it's real estate, whether it's being a father, a husband, um, community involvement, anything. If I give too much, then I find myself, like, at a point that be Man, I just wanna stay in bed.
I'm half the man I used to be.
Singles coming out next week.
Cover.
But that's the thing, it's like, you have to know when to being a good agent also means being the time that you have to say, "Sorry, I have to duck out." You have to be able to do that. You have to be that is the progress. You talked about having a schedule. There has to be a time in that schedule that you turn it off, and I think for me, it's like, when do I turn it off with a family? Normally, nighttime, that's when I'm going, and that's when it's like, but where's the time for that family? So, being a good agent is also being just the best part of you. At some point in time, you're gonna have to that red line is gonna have to come down a little bit, and you have to say pause, just like you did with, going to Nashville. Like, "I have to get out of here," but then God had a different reason.
Yeah, man.
And I think that's the beautiful thing about it. That's what get that story that you had, once again, inspirational. I mean, because it's like, I went somewhere to go do some young, stupid things, but God had a different story for me. And then you were like, "Okay, God, after seeing this woman with 2 kids, flight delayed 6 hours, pick that kid up, and then just showed that mom some love of Christ." Man, that's awesome. I think that's a great note to end on. So, hey guys, we'll see you next time. But here we are. Like, subscribe, give us the thumbs up.
Talk trash. I like a good little. I like a little.
I don't mind a little hate in the comment
You know what I'm
section.
saying?
Give us something.
Get your weight up, Don. I know. I'm working on it.
See y'all.